All right. So, welcome to this new session. Now, see, the scenario is like that. We have been presented with this data. It's a huge data of the sales data. It has got order ID, order date, customer ID, customer name, a lot of things are there. The first thing, obviously, we need to study the data. Okay. Also, they asked us to prepare a report based on these factors. They want to see sales by representatives. They want to see top five customers, sales by region, sales by product. They want to see sales trend. They want to see data count by revenue. That means they want to ask us to do a frequency distribution of the revenue. All right, so let us begin. As we know, the best tool that we have is definitely pivot table. So let us convert this particular ranges into a table. We press Control T and we click OK. Now it has been converted into a dynamic range. Now, if they later on also keep adding rows, etc., that will automatically be reflected in the analysis that we do. So let us pick up the queries one by one and quickly try to solve them, and definitely want to present it in a form of visualization. So primarily our task here to visualization, prepare a dashboard of the queries that they have given and present the dashboard to the management. All right. So let us come to the first one, sales by representative. That means they are talking about the sales rep. The first thing that definitely I will do, I will invoke the pivot table. All right. So I go to the insert. We all know about how to invoke a pivot table. So I open up a sheet. Now, in terms of Excel hygiene, I this particular sheet at the bottom you see I move it to the end, and as per the query I give it a name, sales sales by representative. All right. Now we have all our fields here. Now there's a huge list of fields. I have seen the data. The sales representative is basically my salesperson. So I search it. I get my salesperson here. I select it. It comes to the rows. So I get all my salesperson. So when you have a huge field, rather than directly connecting it, you can actually search it. Now I need the salesperson, that is the revenue. So I type rev. I click on revenue. Revenue comes to the value field, because that's a value field. It will comes to the value. So I got my data. Fantastic. Now see, now what they asked us is sales by representative. I got it, but that is not the end of the road in time of reporting. I'll have to do certain formatting. Number one, it's mandatory whenever I present a report, the layout should be in a tabular form. Right now, if you look at it, the field level, it is showing the row level, which is actually not very informative. So I go to the design, I go to the report layout, I change it to the show in the tabular form. See, it has become salesperson. Also, some of the revenue doesn't look good, and I need to format this particular data. It is nowhere looking a currency. So I right click here, I directly go to the value field setting. In the value field setting, customer name, I change it to any name. If I want to keep it revenue, I'll have to manipulate it, because already there is a revenue in the name of field. So if I don't try to give the exact name, there will be a conflict. Pivot field name already exists, they won't allow it. So you can manipulate it, you can put a dot behind, so that separates it, but that serves your purpose. So instead of sum of revenue, now it will show revenue. Now come to the number format. Obviously, it's a currency, so I give it a currency. Let me give it a US dollar. Okay. I click OK. The formatting is done. The next thing in reporting, it should be sorted. So I click here. I go to the data. I click on sort. I say largest to smallest. All right. Now I want to visualize it, right? So I basically deselect this one, the field list. Whenever needed, I know how to bring it back. I click inside, I go to the insert, I choose a bar chart in this case. Because the list is long and the list is lengthy, the labels, it's always preferred to have a bar chart. But now if you look at this chart, it is not really looking very nice. So we'll have to do some sort of manipulations here. I remove the legend by selecting it and deleting it. These buttons, I right click, hide all these buttons. Remember this, if you want to bring these buttons back, it's very easy. You come to the pivot analysis and you click on fill buttons, the buttons will be back. So it's not an issue if I remove them. So I actually not removing them, I'll have to hide them. If you remove them, everything will be gone. So hide the buttons, right? I do not need this axis, I delete it. I do not need this major axis, I delete it and I give it a name as the query, that is sales by representative. All right, now I want to make it more attractive. Now if you look at a problem that we are having here, it is not a problem of Excel because it is took from Access. You see, we have sorted from highest to later. So this particular thing is the top, but when it converts into a bar chart, it comes at the bottom. We want to rectify it, so I click in the axis. So axis is selected, box is appearing. I right click, all right, and I go to the format axis. In the format axis, when the dialog box appears, here you see axis position. They are writing categories in the reverse order. All right. So you choose categories in the reverse order. Categories has been reversed. All right. Now also I find it is not looking nice. So I right click. Remember that when I take the cursor here, right click, all the bars will be selected. So I right click. All right. I come to the format data series. I reduce the gap, so give it a more impact in terms of visualization. Also, if I want to have a color, because I prefer a smoother color, maybe a blue color. All right. Okay. Now, next thing, see, now it doesn't make sense if I don't give the data here. So again, I right click in any of the bars, I click on the add labels, I click on add labels, the label system. All right. The final touch that I will give it to here is, I will choose the chart area again, right click, I go to the format chart area, I will go to the solid fill, so it will give this filling, I need not worry. I make it absolute transparent so that I can see the background. So while I am making the transparent, I also make it no line. Now see, it is giving a beautiful impression that you don't have the borders, you don't have anything, you can see the backgrounds. So the one query we are done with. All right, now let us come back to the second query, that is top 5 customers. Now see, I can always go back here, insert pivot table, but if I bring in a new one, I'll have to do all sorts of formatting that I have done again. So just to save a time, the quick method is I simply make a copy of the sales by representative, then manipulate it because pivot table is dynamic. All the fields can be manipulated. So what I do, at sales by representative, I right click, I say move a copy. Now here I'll have to do is create a copy. I will select this, tick this, create a copy. I move it to the end. So a copy of this one has come to the end. I double click here. I write it. The next query, that is top 5 customers. All right. Now I'll have to bring back what I say, the field list. Right now, because I have removed it, the field list will not come by itself. Even if I click it, you don't have a field list here. So absolutely nothing to worry about. I come to the pivot table analyze. I click on the field list. Bingo, the field list has appeared. Now I do not need the salesperson. So I remove the salesperson. I bring in the customer name. Automatically everything changes, but of course I'll have to do a manipulation. See, the formatting is there, everything is there, nothing is to worry about. I need not redo anything, but of course I will sort it. Let me first sort it largest to smallest. Also they said they need top 5 customers, so I do have the inbuilt filter option in the pivot table. When I bring in the pivot table, I click on the filter, I go to the value filter. In the value filter, I choose top 10 because I need top 5. I make it 5. All right. Now see, this particular thing, you may keep it as it is, or you can change it to a column chart, which may give you a better view. So I choose a column chart, it converted to column chart, but this is actually, we have selected categories in revised order in the previous one and I copied it back here. So I want to undo it. I want the highest one to be in the first position and accordingly it goes. So I select the axis again. I right click. I come to the format axis. I already selected categories in the reverse order. I deselect it. So the top one goes there and the less remains. All right. So that's fantastic. So two queries are done with. Now the things are easy actually for the next two queries. Sales by region, sales by product. These are very simpler kind of queries. So I again make a mover copy, move to the on, create a copy. Okay. So I write here sales by region. All right. And previous one, remember that you have to change the chart title, write it top 5 customers. All right. Now here I come sales by region. The job is easy. First, let me change sale by region here. All right. When I do a sales by region, again I click here. I bring in the field list and simply I remove the customer name and I bring in the region here. I type the region will appear somewhere. You bring in the region here, you get your data. And if you wish, you can sort it, or if you wish, you can keep it, but I will sort it. So largest to smallest. So I get it. So third query is done. Again, I come here, I copy it, move a copy, create a copy, move to the ad. Okay. Now here, this is sales by product, the next query that I have. So I type sales by product. All right. And the thing as simple as that, we know I will have to remove this and I bring in the product name here. All right. So I bring in the product name here. So it is giving sales by product. All right. The formatting is done and there are too many products. All right. So I click it here. I come to the data. I sort it largest to smallest. See, now this is what we'll have to understand. This is not looking very good. If you have a column chart, so I right click here, change chart type, I change it to a bar chart. All right, once I change it to a bar chart, I can actually drag it down so it gets separated. But again, the same problem I am facing. It comes in a reverse order. But right now I have nothing to worry about. I simply what I do is I click the axis, right click, format axis, I choose categories in reverse order. All right. Now, if you look at this particular data, that can be dragged upon, that can be increased, that can be dragged upon. That's fine. But there is something, maybe some blank data were there, so this blank is coming, which is not looking good in the chart. I make it sale by product. So what I will do, I need to remove it. So I come to the filter. In the filter, I deselect the blank. Okay. So once I deselect the blank, everything gets adjusted. Now it is looking good. So you have your products, you have the sales of the products, the data of the products. So we are done with practically, you see the first query, second query, third query, fourth query. Now comes sales trend. It is an entire different query. Remember that whenever we talk about trend, it has to be associated with time. Now, if you look at this particular data, order date is only the time data that we are having. So I again click here, I click on the insert, I come to the pivot table, I click OK. By default, it has come at the front. I write it a sales trend and I want to keep the sequence. So I will move it to the end, right? So I right click here again. All right, move or copy. I do not copy it, but I move to the end. So I move to the end, sales trend, I click here. Now, first thing that I'll have to bring in is order date. All right, now here you see the dates are independently given in the data, but when you bring into the pivot table in the latest versions of the Excel, they will do automatic grouping. Here they have done a grouping by month because it's in 1 year data. Now, many of the previous versions, the grouping may not happen automatically. You may get a data something like this. All right, this is the data that you might get of the dates. So I'm coming back to this. So once I put the date, next I bring in the revenue here because I need to look at trend. When I'm talking about the trend, I don't need the original data rather than count of the sales. That gives a better representation. This will also give me a representation, but a better representation. I come to the summary value and I convert into the count. Now see, this is no information. If you are in the previous versions, you will get it like this. So I need to group it by some amount because it's a 1 year data. So it's better to group it by month. Then I get the trend. All right. Or if it's a huge data, I may convert into years, because your 20 years data, I can group it by years, I can group it by quarters. Just I will demonstrate it how to group it here. You bring your cursor in the first row level, you right click, you come to the groupings. Now see, it is giving you an option. Do you want to group by months? If I say no, I want to group by quarters, it will group by quarters: quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, right? 3 months basis. But right now I want the grouping by months, because that gives me a better understanding of data. I choose months, I get. So this basically data that I got. Now this is the trend, but here it doesn't look nice. Understanding, I'll have to visualize it. Again, I come to the insert. And trend will be always shown by either a scatter line or a simple line. This time let me take a simple line. All right. So when I take a line, this is showing the ups and downs of your data. I definitely delete this one. I definitely delete this axis. Months I need. I hide this particular thing. All right. I remove this axis. Here I type sales trend. All right. I got the sales trend. Now what I'll have to bring it, the levels here. I can always change the color, format data series. If I want to, because blue is the theme, so let me choose it as blue. All right. And second thing, I add the data labels. So I click on here, add the data labels. You got the data labels, but again, they want to see a trend. So I need to insert a trend line. It's a very simple process. I click on this series. There is a add trend line available. So it is giving you the trend line now. Now see, if you look at the trend line, even if there is zigzag line you are seeing, but overall cumulative impact, the trend is an upward trend. You are doing a good business, right? Again, I will follow the process. I will right click. I will come to the format chart area. I will go to the solid field. I will make it 100% transparent, so it looks, it is, you can see the backgrounds, and no line, you close it. Now you get an impactful visualization, right? This looks absolutely stunning. Now we are remained with the final one. That is the revenues that we are talking about. We'll have to do a frequency distribution. Data count by revenue, we are data count by sales, data count by something. Mainly, we're talking about frequency distribution. We want to see in a specific intervals how the thing has happened. Again, I click here. I come to the insert. I bring in the pivot table. I click OK, and I follow the process. I say here data count by revenue. All right, and I take it to the end of the series. So I click on move a copy, choose end of the series. I do not choose create a copy, because I'm not copying it, I'm shifting it. Now here, because you are doing a frequency distribution of the revenue, even if it's a value field, you bring it to the row. So you get all your data. All right. Again, you bring the revenue field here. So basically, we are looking at an amount of sale, how many times it has happened. So I click it, I come to the summary value, I make it count. Now see, this is the information that I need, but again, this is no information. They are saying, the two sales has happened of 38.50, others are all one sales has happened, but this data actually doesn't suffice. So we'll have to do a frequency distribution. We'll have to create certain intervals, maybe intervals of 1000, 0 to 1000, how many sales has happened, 1000 to 2000, how many sales has happened. That gives me a very precise information, and that is what we do the frequency distribution. So I right click here. Again, I come to the groups. Now, because it's a value field, it is not showing you the month, hours, and etc. It is showing the data. It is showing the range, that the starting value of your data is 0, the ending value of maximum 71, and by default you can make an interval of 1000. If you choose, you can make an interval of 500, 250, whatever it is. But for the timing, let us keep it 1000, the interval. So it will show data from 0 to 1000, 1000 to 2000, and I click OK. Now see, you get a beautiful data. 0 to 1000 is 218. Like this, the data is coming. All right. Now what you can do, you can simply, all right, you can bring in Insert, you can bring a column chart, right? In a blank cell, you can right click, you can select data, you click on add, you click on this arrow, you select the whole data. All right, you click OK. Now you'll have to set the x-axis labels. You choose the x-axis labels. You got your data. All right, that's good. Okay, again I bring it here. I remove this data maybe. Okay, let me keep it here. Let me do one thing. Let me also want to draw a line. So I click it as the select data. Again I click on add. Again I click here. I choose the line again. All right, so I twice I am choosing it. Now I right click here. All right, I go to the change series type. I select the second one and change it to a line chart. All right, I change it to a line chart. Now it is showing the line also. Okay, now I am getting the data here. I can click it. So this is my frequency distribution. I can increase it. Format data series, I can increase the gaps. All right, I can put what I say data levels. So this is my frequency distribution that I'm having, and I can make it. Again, I can make it format chart area. You do a solid fill, you make it absolute transparent, and this particular line, you choose it and you make it blue. All right, and second one you keep it as it is. So that is done. So we are saying here data count by revenue. Data count by revenue. All right. So basic job has been done. We have done all the queries and we have created the visualization. Now you go to a absolutely new sheet, which we call the. I bring it to the end again, move a copy, move to the end, and I call it the dashboard. All right. So now in the dashboard, you can first thing you can do, you can remove the grid lines. So it looks blank. If you wish, you can bring a color to it, or you can bring anything. So let me bring a very light kind of color, a light blue color maybe. Okay. So I'm choosing one color from here. I go to more color. I choose the custom color. I choose a color. I click here. I bring it down. So see here you see the changes. I make it very light. I click OK. So this gives it a color. That's okay. Now next thing that I can do, I can bring a logo here. So let me bring a logo here. So for that, let me first open the logo of Sunstone. So this is the logo I have. I come here. I come to the insert. I come to the illustration, screenshot, screen clipping. You can copy paste it also, but this is the easiest way to do it. So I bring in my logo here. So logo, you can place the logo anywhere. All right, now you go to the insert. You bring in the text box. So I bring in the text box here and I write here caps Sunstone dashboard, highlight it. I can change the color to blue because that is the theme that we are having. All right, now I right click in the text box. I come to the format shape. I say no line, solid fill. Let me choose the recent color. All right, the recent color I have chosen. Now it is giving an impression that it is on top of this. You can put it anywhere. You can do a better job definitely. All right, let me choose a deeper color to make it impressive. All right, now I have the Sunstone dashboard. So initial job is done. I have my logo. I have my Sunstone dashboard. Now let us start bringing in the visualizations. First, I will prefer to bring in this one. I simply select it. I come to the dashboard and I paste it somewhere. All right, I remove the field. I don't need the field. So I can now adjust it anywhere. I can simply drag it down like this. So adjustment you can look on. So the first visualization is here. All right. Now I come to the second one. Maybe I bring in, it's absolutely sales by representative. So I copy it again, Control C. I come to the dashboard. I click it here. I paste it. Now here the adjustments will start beginning. Right. So if you look at it, it is a bit a larger one. I can make it a bit smaller and I can set it here. All right. So this is one thing that I have done. Now let me bring in maybe sales by region. All right. So I click on sales by region. I bring it to the dashboard. All right. Now see, all these square blocks should be of the same size. So manually it becomes a difficult. The trick is I select this one. You see, once I select this one, these contextual tabs will appear. At the top, I go to the format and I look at the size. This is 6.83 and 11.91. This one, 6.83 is 11.91. So I select this one. I come to the format. I change it to 6.83 and I change it to 11.91. All right, so both comes to the same size. Now I may bring it to the closer. Now I have to align them. If I not be able to align them, then there will be a problem, right? So to align them at the top, I select the first one. I put the shift button. I select the second one. Both I select by shift. So there is a shape format has come at the top. You click on the shape format. You come to the align. You say align at the top. Both are aligned at the top. All right. So both has come. Now you come to the third one, maybe the top 5 customers. You choose top 5 customers. Again, you bring it to the dashboard. You bring it here. I'll have to remember the size. Remember that. So I click it here. I come to the format. It's 6.83, 6.83, and this is 11.91. Once I write it, it comes to the same size. Now these two also I need to align, and I align now at the left. So I select this one, shift, I select this one, I come to the shape format, I come to the align, I say align at the left. So both are aligned at the left. Now I can bring in top 5 customers. All right. So I select the top 5 customers. Again, I bring it to the dashboard and I follow the same process, Control V. I come to the format. I write it 6.83 and this one I write 11.91. All right. Now the two things that I'll have to do. First, I select this one, shift, then select this one, and I go to the and I say align at the left. So both will be aligned at the left. When both are aligned at the left, right? I select this one, shift, I select this one, I come to the shape format, I say align, align at the top. Both are aligned. Now I can bring the final one. So you understand, if you wish, you can bring the sale by product also and you can place it at the bottom because it's a huge one. So Control C, you can bring in the dashboards, you can put it anywhere and you can adjust it accordingly. If you wish, you can take the whole space now because you have the whole space. All right, so I brought in all the queries that I had and I put them in a single line, but my job is yet to be done because I need to automate it with absolute certainty so that I can handle the queries here itself. Okay, so the next thing, once I brought in everything, I'll have to introduce something that is called the slicer. Slicers are the buttons which do the filtering and the drilling down the data. So I can select any of the graphs. So I select this particular graph for the time being. Alright, I go to the pivot chart analyze and I say insert slicer. Now all the fill button has come. So here you have to understand what are the fill buttons you need. I need customer name because I am doing customer wise survey. I need customer, I need, then I need the salespersons. Let me look at the salesperson. I need the salesperson. I need the region. And definitely if I look at the products, if I can find out, you know, the products also I need country, region, shipped, product name. So you seek the product name. So you get 4 buttons here. All right. So now you can set them accordingly. So you can bring it here. All right. You can right click, come to the slicer settings. That's perfect. Product name is perfect. Okay. So now one thing I can of course do, I can select it. So slicer has come because my theme is the blue. So I change it to a blue. Okay. So that's your, you can drag it down smarter. So that is your product name. You keep it here. Then you bring in the region here maybe. All right. You make the region shorter. You keep 4. Let us assume we keep only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can make it shorter. I can make it shorter. All right. Again, this one also I go and change the color. All right. Then I cho choose this one. I bring it here. I'll do the alignment later, definitely. And I take it to 4. And I also change its color to blue. Then I take the 4th one, the customer name. Slicer, I change its color. So I'll have to follow the process for everyone. I change it to 4. I'm sorry. I change it to 4. And I may 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is 5. So that's why I bring it to 4. This is absolutely your choice where you put it. I put it here. And this one I put at the bottom. Alright. So now I select the first one, shift I select the second one, I select the third one, I select the fourth one, you go to the slicer, there you will find certain alignments, you choose the alignments, I say aligned at the right. So everything is aligned now. But still the job is not done because I invoked all the slicers from this chart. So now you'll have to connect all the slicers to all the charts that are present here. To do that, I come to the first one, I right click, then I come to the report connection and I select all the charts from here. So it is now connected to the all the charts. I repeat the process with all other slicers, come to report connection, select everyone so that it is connected to all the charts. Same I come to the third one, right click, report connection, I select this one to everything. Okay, now I come to the fourth one, right click, report connection. Now this is connected to everyone. Alright, I click OK. Now see, all the charts are connected now. Now the advantage is this. Now if you want to look at for one specific salesperson, you click here, it is showing for that salesperson only. Alright, all the data for the same salesperson is visible here. Now again you filter it, it comes back to the original position. Right there, if you want to look at a region, you click on the region, it is showing the data of that particular region only, and whenever you need it, this region you can look for this region you can look for a specific product. In the north region, if you want to look for a specific product, you click on the specific product, this is what it is showing the data. So you can do a multi-level analysis of the data. and accordingly your charts will be changed. Once it is done, you can defilter it, you come back to the original tab. Now the final touch that will give it to you is, because there is a trend we are talking about, so time also will be a factor. So they have given us something called, again I click here, I come to the pivot chart analysis, there is something called timeline. It gives us a time analysis. So only one field is appearing here because only one time data is available in the data. I click it OK, it gives us the timeline. Alright, we can do the same thing with the timeline. Let me see if I find a green color or not. If I don't find a green color, I can choose a green color, that's okay. So I choose it like this. Alright, again what I'll have to do is, I'll have to right click, I'll have to report connection, I'll have to connect it with everything. Now how it helps? I can do a time bound. I will keep it somewhere, but right now for the understanding, let me keep it here. You'll have to position it down there anywhere so that they can use it. Now let us suppose I keep it here for the time being. Alright, I can make it shorter also, that's not an issue. I keep it here. Now see, if I want to look for a specific month, I click on January. They're only showing the data for the January, and there is no trend because 1 month is not a trend, only the January data, and you can see the January data. Now if you want to see a 2 months data, put a shift button, you can click January, February. They're showing January, February data. You are click on March, you got January, February, March. Alright, this is fantastic. Now you click it open, everything comes back. And finally, if you do not want to disturb it, you can select the first one, shift, select the second one, select the third one, select the fourth one, select the fifth one, select the sixth one, you come to the shape format, you come to the groups, you make a group. So once you make a group, they will move together. Alright, now there is absolutely no issues. Okay. So that's what is a dashboard, which can be improvised, which can be done. Basically, it is handling all the queries. You have your slices, you have your timelines, and you have done a wonderful job. I hope you understood it. Thank you very much.